a little chilly. I'll pull up the weather for you real quick. I expected it to be a bit colder today, Josh. I'm being honest, but so far, it's not too bad. So far. It is a solid 54 degrees and sunny. Feels like a nice 52 degrees. Wind about 8 miles an hour, so not as near as breezy as it was yesterday when these two teams were practicing, Josh.
Gonzaga in navy today. UC Davis in their gray uniforms. Both teams coming all the way, or halfway across the country for this round of 32 matchup.
Yeah, again, UC Irvine coming all the way from California, and Gonzaga coming all the way from the great state of Washington. So it's a little bit of a trip for them to come to the nice weather we got here in Lincoln today, but should be a great matchup. A team that kind of shocked the whole tournament with the upset, and the 8 seed that expected to win against Idaho and Gonzaga, and should be a great matchup, Josh.
Like we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, Gonzaga gets their first ever NCAA tournament win in UC Irvine, able to take down the 1 seed for only the second time ever in the NCAA tournament. So not something that happens too often. A lot of cool storylines in this whole Nebraska regional. But for now, we're going to stick with the West Coast teams. Each of these teams won their conference. There's Chris Watkins, WCC Coach of the Year. That's the second time he's won that award. Gonzaga won the WCC. UC Irvine won the Big West. It's a West Coast clash, right smack dead in the middle of the country. Kickoff set to take place here any moment now. Barbara Hibner Field, the home of the Big Ten's Nebraska Cornhuskers, is the site for this one. And we are underway. Gianna Creighton takes the kickoff, and it's sent in deep. Max, take us away with starting lineups.
Yeah, so Josh, you actually called it perfectly right of who we were expecting to see. For Gonzaga, it's Towney as the goalkeeper, as expected. Chin, Warner, Quarter, and Aller in the back line to back four. Traditional 4-3-3 we're seeing with Gonzaga. Traditional attack, or actually it's more of a holding. Chelsea Lee's going to sit in kind of a central defensive midfield role. Warta and Kemp are going to sit beside her as more traditional center mids. It'll go up and back. And then Alexander running the forward 9 with Riley and Garcia on both sides of her. Looking over at UC Irvine, it's a 4-4-2. Another very traditional formation. Hinjosa is running the goalkeeper. Rask, Sminge, Perez, and DeBaker as that back line. Mendoza, Creighton, Fung, and Castagna in the midfield. And then the forward 2, Elberry and Covey finish out the forward attack.
Yeah, that 4-4-2 for UC Irvine, they love to go diamond in the midfield, so they have a recognized holding midfielder and attacking mid. So this one's floated up in, the 6 corralled out of the air, and the Zags are on the attack. So with Maddie Gerlinger not suiting up for UC Irvine today, it's Lily Rask getting the start at right back. Assisted on the game-winning goal back in the first round win in 2021 over UCLA. And it's been interesting for UC Irvine. They've had a lot of success against the Pac-12 champs, taking them down 3 years in a row, with UCLA being the victim twice in the past 3 years.
Yeah, and they won the Big West Championship with the 3-peat, Josh, as they're on an attack here.
And creating space, entered into the box. Over the middle it goes, trickles to the left. Gonzaga retreats with the ball, clearing.
But as we were saying, UC Irvine has won the Big West title, and it's their 3rd one in a row. The first time in program history they've done so, and it's actually the 3rd time in Big West history it's been done. Cal State Fullerton has done that twice, 2005 2007 and 2013 to 2015 as well.
You can see this one's entered. It's a good opportunity creating to the left side of the keeper. Irvine set to take this one, and goes in. Headed up in the air. So the important part for Gonzaga is, can they keep their 4-3-3 with a high press in good strength, as that one's intended for Garcia. She's dispossessed there by Rask. Sent up over the middle, Euler. Circling. Here's Chelsea Lee. Chelsea Lee, you talked about it in the pregame, Max. Gonzaga's 4-3-3. It's almost the reverse 4-3-3. Usually have an attacking center mid. They opt to go with Chelsea Lee as a recognized holding midfielder. Here's UC Davis pushing. Across this one goes into the box. A fair chance for the Anteaters. And that one goes into the UC Irvine bench.
But yeah, Josh, you were talking about how Gonzaga likes to run the 4-3-3, but it's not your traditional with the attacking center mid. It's more of the holding defensive mid. Again, Chelsea Lee is going to run that holding midfield role. She's a second-team All-West Coast Conference player this season. Scored the game-winning penalty against Santa Clara as well.
DeBakker's throwing. Over the middle to Creighton. On the right side, here it goes. Sent in by Smeenge. Shot, that one's in! And the Anteaters strike first. Out of the gate come the Anteaters. Kira Smainge there with a beautiful feed.
And it's a beautiful goal by Elle Berry to get it onto her right foot, cut it back to her left side, and hit the finesse shot to that top left corner. Anteaters pull the upset against the 1 seed, Josh. They lead the number 8 seed on this side of the bracket now early on, under 5 minutes in.
UC Irvine is the lowest seed left in the tournament.
But they don't play like it, Josh, do they?
No, they have a lot of fight, and it's something Scott Juniper, the head coach of the Anteaters, preaches. It's all about not caring about that seed that's in front of you as, Hossa makes that save.
It's about the way you play.
Exactly. The number doesn't mean anything come November. Every team has a chance, and he talked about it, stating that, if you're at this point, you attack well. You play good defense. You have a solid foundation and understanding for your style of play and the opponents.
And they always ask at this point of the season now, every team you play is going to be good, no matter what. No matter what the seeding is, you're playing in the tournament, you're rather playing a conference champion or someone that got not large bid. So it's all quality competition.
Kemp with a nice side dish over to Lee. She's taken down. Here come the Anteaters. Pushing over the midline, and it slowly trickles along that far touchline, and out of play it goes. Throw in Gonzaga. Taking this one is Lauren Chin. Chin, the Seattle native, with 1 assist to her name this year. Opts to go short over the middle. Foul against the Anteaters there. To the far side, Euler. To Garcia, back to Euler. Between 3 defenders, has options to her left if she wants it. Kicks it to Paige Alexander, and offsides on the play.
And it's a good run there by Alexander on that left side to overlap her. You wouldn't expect the ball to get played out on that left wing and then a cutback ball across the face of goal, but it's a good play by Gonzaga. Just unfortunate for them that ball was played a little bit late and the offside flag from the assistant goes up.
And Layla El-Bahari with the opening goal here. So we're not even 7 minutes into this one. That's exactly what you want. If you're Coach Scott Juniper, it's about throwing that first punch.
Especially when they couldn't get the goal against UCLA until such late on in that first round matchup. To have a goal under 5 minutes into this one, into the second round of the tournament, it's huge.
Thrown by Chin. Sent back over the middle. Called on the play, a foul against UC Irvine.
I think that was Elle Berry committing the foul there. Just under the midfield line. She just takes out the defender there on the far side. Ooh, that was Lauren Chin going down there on that far side.
Free kick opportunity over the middle. Zags taking their time. Contact on the far side of the field. And the Anteaters force the dispossession. And here they are running.
They have numbers as well.
Green grass in front of them. That pass a little too far ahead. Recovering is Euler. Euler with Creighton defending momentarily. Sent up. Deflected by Alexander. Popped up by Amelia Warta. Warta, one of the 2 freshmen on this team to be named to the conference all-freshman team this year. Her and Shelby Runge's play has been stellar, and I had a chance to speak with head coach Chris Watkins about that just the other day. He mentioned just because they are young doesn't mean they have the, they can go out there and contribute. He talked about their futures being bright. Amelia plays close to 90 minutes for us and has great escapability. And Shelby, if she has one chance, she will take advantage of her window. She's been a great finisher for the Zags this year, and he looks to use her to his ability today.
Nice ball on the far side.
In the corner, and the Anteaters have to force that one up. Free kick here for the Zags, or goal kick here for the Zags.
And it was a good run by Lily Rask at that right back roll to make that overlapping run deep into the corner. Just the cross was a little bit too inside of the foot taken. Goes out for the goal kick. See what Gonzaga can do now. It's been about 5 minutes since the goal, Josh. It hasn't seemed like Gonzaga's starting to make any adjustments yet. I wonder if your head coach, Chris Watkins, do you make any adjustments already? You're already down 1-0. Is there any adjustments that need to be made?
It was a nice feed by Creighton. Got a little tangled up there, but it's sent into the arc. Turning and facing is Fung. Fung working to her left. Near to recover it was DeBacher shortly. But UC Davis's pressure is smothering. Or Irvine, excuse me. Floated up over the middle into the center circle. Castagna has the ability to work either way on the pitch, whether she decides to go into that attacking or defensive midfield role, and that's something that Coach Juniper does like to use within his team. He wants them to pinch, but he also wants them to work to the outside.
They need to be able to play both ways, no matter what. If you're playing in that team, being able to bounce off back each way and go in the separate different directions. Excuse me.
And on the far side here, you see Irvine with 2 shots, both of them on net, resulting in 1 goal as this one's floated in the box, and it's corralled. Tossed up the field, given right back to the Anteaters. Here to make a play short is Paige Alexander, and it's all about the pressure that you're forcing on that back line of the Anteaters. This is a team that doesn't really bend nor breaks. They're sound defensively, and going up against Gonzaga, who loves that high press attacking mentality. It's almost like the yin and the yang, Max. Going here for the Zags.
That was Elle Berry's 4th goal on the year, Josh. Now 4 goals and 1 assist to her name.
Into the middle it goes. It's deflected. That one trickles out of play onto the hill. Hinojosa taking the goal kick. Glo Hinojosa was the Big West goalkeeper of the year back in 2021. Also the Big West tournament MVP last year. Earned National Player of the Week with an 8-save performance in their first round win over USC last year. Hinojosa is someone that has played in big games and that the team really trusts. to be in this position.
Yeah, and she's got 31 shutouts, which is tied for first all time in UC Irvine history. So definitely someone you could trust in between the sticks.
Anteaters out running here. Hits by one defender. Chelsea Lee putting on all the pressure she can. Gianna Creighton works her way into the attacking third. That one deflected. Here comes Fung. Fung puts that one on net, and it's corralled. Kelsey Euler, member of the first team All WCC this year. Loads that one up. DeBacher turns, faces, looks to her right. Zags with a bit of pressure. In that one goes, it's a mistouch, and the Zags will have an opportunity in the corner to regain possession. Here's Fung. Fung double teamed. And with 4 Anteaters there, UC Irvine clears that one. Kelsey Euler. Fun fact, 6th in the nation in assists and is the program career and single season assist record holder. So with the ball at her feet, she will create Amelia Warta. Far side of the pitch over that Big Ten logo here. As that one cleared. Gonzaga with just about 15 minutes left, or 15 minutes into this half. Sent back over to Quarter. Quarter over to Werner. Back to Quarter. Back over to Quarter. Quarter to Euler. Euler retreats, sends that back to Town. Town up nearly, gives that back to the Anteaters. Attempting to save is Marissa Garcia, and that was costly. She looked a little indecisive on that touch. And UC Irvine is moving in their attacking third.
Yeah, and Josh, so far in this game, it seems like the Anteaters are just applying that high press sort of style that haven't really seen, at least Gonzaga, attempt to do any other way so far, at least in this game. They're bringing a lot of energy forward in their press.
Tati Fung into the Gorder, and the Zags let that one go. Goal kick here for Town. Member of the second team All WCC this year, I should say, and didn't play last year, so getting 19 games worth of action this year. That has to be a big step up, Max. If you're the starting keeper and you don't play at all last year and you come in and you're the #1 option between the pipes.
Yeah, it's definitely puts a lot of pressure on you, but she's done an absolutely phenomenal job, again, getting second team All WCC this season for the Zags, and obviously being one of the most important players for them in between the sticks that got them where they are today.
Layla El-Bahari moving the ball, gets UC Irvine to throw that one deep in their attacking third, working their way into the box. Settling it down. Close in, the cross over the middle. Here's a good chance. 2-0! The Anteaters are feasting here in Nebraska.
Yeah, Josh, it was Lily Rask with the goal, and the ball was absolutely perfectly played from that far left side.
And it was Fung with the dish.
And it's a perfect ball over to that far side, and Rask just gets her inside of the foot on it and puts it out of the reach of Town, and the Anteaters have doubled their lead just over 16 minutes here in Lincoln.
A quick start. Holy moly. 2 goals in not even 20 minutes of play, Max.
Yeah, and if you're head coach Scott Juniper, Can you be more pleased right now, Josh, if you're the head coach?
I guess the only next thing you can do is try and go up 3-0 at this point.
You can, and hopefully not allow the Zags to score on them.
Hinojosa has not been tested too much. That's a credit to the back line of UC Irvine.
It's a very experienced back line, Josh. 3 seniors and a graduate student, Lily Rask. The one who just scored is the oldest in that starting back line for UC Irvine, so a lot of experience all together in that defensive line.
And again, getting that start with Maddie Gorlinger not playing, and that's got to be a huge change for the lineup, but clearly not. Lily Rask adapted pretty well.
Yeah, she adapted pretty well. She made the run perfectly. The ball, when it was played over by Fung on that far deep corner, it looked like no one was going to be there, but then all of a sudden Lily Rask gets around the ball and just contacts it perfectly. And all of a sudden the Anteaters are rolling.
And Seuss DeBacher also gets the assist. So that is DeBacher's 2nd assist on the year, Fung's team-leading 9th assist on the year, and Lily Rask's 1st point on the year. She gets 2 on that goal.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Gonzaga this year 1-3-1 when the opponent scores first, and 9-27-4 under Coach Watkins when the opponent scores first. So something to keep an eye on is the Anteaters still looking to make opportunities happen as Town snags that one with her fingertips in the dirt. And it's basically dirt at this point, Max, in November.
Yeah, the grass over there, you can even see it on the screen a little bit. It's a little patchy over there, Josh. It's definitely not the most optimal to be a goalkeeper down in that area.
Again, Chris Watkins, the head coach for Gonzaga in his 7th season. Picked up Conference Coach of the Year for the 2nd time this year. He actually broke the program's 10-win plateau for the first time back in his opening season with them in 2017. First time in school history that they did that since 2007. It was their best start in program history. This is a guy that's come in and changed the culture. He was the fastest coach to reach 20 wins in program history.
Yeah, and he used to coach over at BYU as well, down in Utah. Former head coach from 1995 to 2015. 304, 103, and 75 over those 21 years. Domination, Josh, is what you used to describe it. A 7-time NCAA championship team.
Warda moving off the feed from Euler. Down goes Warda. And retreating are the Zags. Grace Corder, and all-conference honorable mention this year. We have a couple juniors on the back line for Gonzaga, and Euler and Corder, and Michaela Werner of that freshman class, and Lauren Chin, a sophomore. So, Max, can I ask you?
Yes.
When you have a variety of different ages on a back line, how much does that play into the success of the back line?
It definitely does make a factor, but obviously for Gonzaga, it hasn't been as big of a challenge as they'd thought, because obviously they're playing in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament, having a freshman at center back and a sophomore at right back. You do have 2 juniors playing on the other side of the defensive line, which definitely helps. It gives you that experience in the defensive line. It allows you to build more of that chemistry when you have players there for that long.
As the Zags are moving, pushing on the attack with a chance. That one shot over the net. Maddie Kemp with a great opportunity. Nearly picked up her 10th goal on the year there.
And it was a good look there by Kemp. She just gets under the ball a little bit too much, sends it high and over the head of everybody, and goes out. Goal kick for the Anteaters.
It's funny enough. You'd think when you short leg the ball that it wouldn't have the distance, but it actually gives it the pop due to the angle you're hitting it at.
It does, and that can be the frustrating thing sometimes.
Yeah. And then you're playing the opposite game there. Flicked up the field by Creighton. Turned over, and no clear possession as this one nearly goes out of play. It finds Corder. Headed up by Castagna. Castagna's header ends up at the feet of Chelsea Lee. And outrunning are the Zags. Here's Marissa Garcia. Garcia with a shot, skied high and off the brick of the Sid and Dillon Hazel Tennis Center.
Just got under that one a little bit. The run was pristine. The ball got right into its stride. Just hits it on her left foot, and that was all laces on the ball. Didn't get enough. She didn't position her body well enough over the ball in order to keep the ball driving it low on the ground. Instead, it goes high and long. Looking to get her 10th goal on the year, couldn't find it there.
And against a UC Irvine team that, Max, you and I mentioned, no doubt is defensively sound, you have to take advantage of those opportunities.
Goal kick here for the Zags.
Glohina Hosa, as she takes this goal kick, 31 shutouts, are tied for first all-time in program history. .95 goals allowed averages, third all-time in program history.
Wow.
Her 222 saves are fifth all-time in program history. Oh, Max, I could keep going.
Please do.
Well, maybe the fact that there was a 551-minute, 30-second shutout streak last season.
Wow.
Right? I mean, this is someone who actually has had the opportunity to train with the assistant coach. That was Danielle DeSerrier. DeSerrier, actually, in her 9th season with the team, is the all-time leader for goalkeepers in wins, shutouts, and goals allowed average, and is second in saves. Has the single-season win and shutout record for the school. Back when the Anteaters went 19-3-2 back in 2010. So Hinojosa has one heck of a mentor and took one heck of a fall and made a glorious grab out of the air.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the ball gets lofted up there into that back post, and she just leaps out of the air out of nowhere. Snags that one. That's probably the most she's been tested so far today.
You figure those tests are going to come from Kelsey Euler, who has 12 assists on the year for Gonzaga. Placed the ball perfectly. It just ended up being in that targeted area where Hinojosa could go up and get that ball. Hinojosa, standing 5'7", appeared to be 6 feet tall on that play.
She looked like she could have been about 7 foot tall on that play.
2-0 lead here for UC Irvine. So we approach the 25-minute mark in this half. Ball stays with the gray and the blue. Alyssa Moore checking in for the Anteaters, and Alyssa Moore, let's touch on her. How about this? Game-winning goals against UCLA, not only in 2021, but last week against UCLA in the 87th minute, took a beautiful header. I mean, you almost have to call her Miss November at this point. Also scored in the first round game for the Anteaters against USC last year as well.
Yeah, and she definitely comes from a very talented family as well, Josh. Her mom played softball at Cal State Fullerton, and her brother also plays volleyball.
No doubt that she was part of the All Big West first team this year. Corner kick here for the Anteaters. Desiree Mendoza to take this one. Anteaters opt to go short. Entered into the box. Skips to the side. And as the Anteaters let this one roll out, it's thrown for Lily Rask. Rask already making her presence known at that right back spot with a goal today. Kemp working across the pitch. Finds Chin, Lauren Chin. Finds Gianna Riley, who leads Gonzaga in goals and points. 20 goals, 30 points. 20th in the nation in points. And first in the conference in points and goals. It's always important when you can have someone that lethal attacking ability up in your front three. Anteaters running here. Castagna stops and turns, finds Lily Rask. Up the pitch, looking for Alyssa Moore in that right corner, that near right corner. Ends up finding Grace Couture by mistake. Quarter with a goal and assist to her name this year. Gonzaga with 6 shutouts on the year. Actually, funny enough, they're here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Took on Nebraska back in August, lost 3-1. They have an opportunity to play the Cornhuskers, depending on the result of the Tennessee Volunteers and Cornhuskers game later tonight. That's a 7 o'clock kick on ESPN+. But Max, something you and I talked about going into this one is that any 4 of these teams could come out of this Nebraska regional, in all honesty. And
it's a combination of different things. I think the most attacking team at this regional, as funnily enough, Gonzaga's on an attack.
Yeah, Paige Alexander over to Gianna Riley. Riley normally on that right side finds herself on the left side, handling that ball pretty well until 2 Anteaters swarm that ball, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about, Josh, we think that Gonzaga and Nebraska are the very attacking teams in this corner of the regional. And then UC Irvine and Tennessee are the much more defensively sound teams. But any of them can win any of these games.
Couple of attacking teams, couple of possession-paced, defensive-oriented teams. So that should make for some interesting matchups. Here's Warda. There's that one taken away and recovers, sticking that right leg out to keep the ball alive over to Maddie Kemp. Chin into the box. Looking for Kemp. UC Irvine out and running before they give it right back to the Zags. Over the Nebraska end. Goes back over to Quarter. Riley the intended target. And a nice little flick move by Alyssa Moore. And she's taken down by the left center back, the junior Bellevue native of Washington State.
Yeah, and Paige Alexander put her hands to her face after that one pass. She had her wide open in the middle. She had Gianna Riley wide open and just put it over her head.
It's one thing, I think, Max, in the first 15 minutes to be working out, as there are some substitution. There's one substitution on the field. Desiree Mendoza checks out. Aislinn Crowder, who had the game-winning assist against UCLA, and funny enough, a former Bruin, checks in to the match for this one. But as I was saying before, Max, first 15 minutes, you're looking to work out those kinks and find a way to get in a groove. And now you have to be a little concerned if you're Chris Watkins, because UC Irvine looks really good. Here they enter the box. It'll be a clean opportunity. Town out of position, ball rolling, and makes a save with those orange gloves.
And it was a good save. In fact, it was really good build-up by UC Irvine. Just the shot was open right at the center of the field. Just couldn't get enough on it. I think it might have been Alyssa Moore actually on the attack and just couldn't get her foot enough on the ball. And Gonzaga's going to have to look to build here now, already facing a 2-goal deficit.
Werner's pass intended for Alexander. Comes back on the deflection. Warda, shot. Max, you say that one was deflected, but we'll go back to this look here for the Anteaters. The best opportunity was actually Aaron Covey. As Hinojosa punts that one into the Nebraska sky.
As it looks like the sun is beginning to set, Josh, and it is 4:04 local time here in Lincoln.
A little different for these West Coast teams, I guess, right?
Compared to it being 2 o'clock, where these two teams are normally playing their soccer.
Aaron Covey checks out. Sophia Gillies in for UC Irvine. Here's Lily Rask. And that one in, deflected by Town, and collects that one. Almost had to make a second save there.
Yeah, it was not the best claim in the world by Town. She did well to come up and get the ball, and the ball here by Rask is actually a perfect ball. Puts it nice in a dangerous spot, and Town gets very lucky there that Alyssa Moore, was not able to pounce on the ball. UC Irvine has had many chances, Josh. Already had 6 shots with 5 of those being on goal.
Riley's stifling defense works in conjunction with Lee. Lee over to Kemp. Kemp up to the far side. As Garcia outrunning the shot, save made by Hinojosa. That was a rocket.
And that's the best chance now that the Zags have had. And it's a perfect shot by Garcia to cut it back onto her left foot. But better positioning by Hinojosa.
And Prez was there, who acts as that holding mid for UC Irvine.
If there's any place that Marcia Garcia didn't think she could put the ball there, it was right in the hands of the goalie, and she did.
Up over the middle it goes. Warda. It's back and forth game. Kemp up ahead. Hinojosa collides, and that.
It's a free kick. Foul against Paige Alexander on the run. When it's one of those 50-50 challenges and the player makes contact with the goalkeeper is going to win the foul 90% of the time.
And she was also tugging on Kira Smangy. Another one of those anteaters that was part of the All Big West first team this year. A 9-7-6 record. Doesn't look like the 14-3-2 record on paper that Gonzaga has, but the fight that the Anteaters have is as good as we've seen all year from different teams.
Yeah, this has been the most dominant performance I think I've actually seen from probably, in terms of like seeding that you would per se, a lower seeded team. It's been the more dominating performance I've seen all season.
What do they say, Max? Offense wins you games, but defense wins you championships.
And they have both right now. It's a double substitution for the Zags.
Caitlin Rigg checks in for Gonzaga. Looks like she'll hop in that right wing spot. Shelby Runge in for Paige Alexander. Gianna Riley also coming out. So getting to see the bench side of things for both teams now. As the gray and the blue are out and running. Up ahead, headed away by Werner. Floating it goes. And the little touch by Euler there helps feed it up to Kemp, and here's Euler. Usually the left back, look at her go. Ball gravitates its way toward Kemp. Jumping in the air to make a save there is Hinojosa.
Nice save.
Holy Hinojosa, she is all over the place.
But the build-up there by the Zags is exquisite in the shot. It's a great shot by Kemp, just not enough power on the ball.
Into the sun. She had to make that save.
And it's a good one, and it keeps the lead at 2 for the Anteaters.
So it's important to note that Gonzaga is going into the north goal, which is in favor of the wins here. Feed up ahead by Euler. And that one knocked away. Perez had a good opportunity. Euler back on the ball and is, tackled there on the play.
Yeah, that was the tackle.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a tackle.
Foul there goes against Sophia Gillies. The English native, I feel like I keep saying this, they have members on the first team, the second team, honorable mentions. Gillies, a member of the All Big West freshman team a couple years ago. Had her first career goal against UCLA in that 2021 tournament match. So free kick here on the near left side, the start of the attacking third. Loaded up by Quarter. Far side of the box. Into the middle, deflected away. That's DeBacher with the pivotal clear. but it stays with Gonzaga. It's about 8.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Max, what are you looking at for Gonzaga as they head into the half here?
I think they need to adapt a little bit of the UC Irvine play and start playing a little bit more aggressive with the press. They're they've actually started doing it around the last 5 minutes where they're bringing the press up. Kelsey Euler's done a good job at that left back spot of bringing the press up from that left side. They need to do more of it, and they can cut the deficit a little bit as that ball is sent all the way over to the tennis courts, Josh.
Yeah, debacles that ball.
Nice one.
Headed up by Perez. Quarter over to Werner. Up the middle to Lee. Back over to Quarter to her right. She opts with Michaela Werner. Finds its way over to Maddie Kemp. That one turned over. And Eaters are flying here. Opportunity in the attacking third and a lot of contact near that far touchline. And that's the gritty play that Scott Juniper preaches for his squad.
Referee's going to stop play here for a second.
Alyssa Moore collided with Michaela Werner there.
Not sure what the official stopped the play for on the far side. It is a throw-in, so there was no foul on the play. It's just
everybody's going for the ball on that one as it's a quick touch to the outside. Smangy retreats that. Running, and a couple of players go down, running right into each other. Irvine collects. And that one goes out. Did you think there was a touch there by Chin by any chance? As there was a sliding charge.
I didn't. I actually thought it was off Gonzaga. And I did think Chin was the one that cleared it away, but they do have a better angle on that far side than we do, Josh.
Chin over to Warta, cross-pitch pass. Euler, one of the best passers in the nation, showing why she is. Over to Warta at the edge of the arc, circling, shooting, a clean opportunity here. Gonzaga is on the board.
Yeah, and it's Caitlin Rigg, Josh, that finds the back of the net. And I think it's due to say that Gonzaga's gotten a goal. They brought the press up in the last 5-10 minutes now. They have now 6 shots on the game, 4 of them being on goal. And that one by Caitlin Rigg gets them back in this game. And it's a good ball by Warta. Trying to hit a shot off, and it just falls right to the foot of Rigg. Just slots it off that right post. The Zags are back in it.
Aside from some PK goals this year for UC Irvine, that is only the 4th goal they have allowed in play since October 8th.
Wow.
Lost 2-1 to Cal Poly on October 8th. And UC Irvine lost to UC Davis 1-0. So a pretty impressive streak for Glo Hinojosa and that back line of UC Irvine, but 1 goal doesn't mean it's over. Have to keep playing as Rast floats that one in. Intended target was Alyssa Moore. Chin recovering and sends that one out of play.
And there's still a lot of game left, Josh. There's still 5 in this first half, and it's still 2-1. Anteaters with the favor.
And that goal could not have been more crucial with under 5 minutes to go here. It's a 1-goal game, and that's anyone's game as there's a takedown in the box. Anteaters begging for a PK.
And that one, Josh, from up here, it looked like it might have been given as a penalty. See the replay here. She gets taken down pretty hard by Marta. It was DeBacher making that forward run from that left back spot. It's a tough call there, Josh. It's about a 50-50 ball.
The 50-50 ball. Possession up in the air. But now the Gonzaga Bulldogs out running. And there's a takedown. On the far side of the pitch.
He's going to stop.
It's Seuss DeBacher who's slow to get up. That foul goes against her, and she is shaken up.
She might be hurt.
Teammate Tati Fung going over to check on her. So DeBacher makes that challenge. Ends up colliding with Caitlin Rigg. Coaches and trainers are out on the field. Clock stops at 3:51. Obviously, we hope from us up here in the booth and from our entire crew that Seuss DeBacher is okay. It's tough to always see this in tournament play, Max.
Especially when it could always be your final game for the season. Hopefully it won't be the last game for the Amsterdam native, DeBacher. As both teams are going to head over to their benches and do a quick team huddle as DeBacher gets treatment.
Yeah, DeBacher had 3 goals in the postseason last year. Not just a clutch player on the field, but one of those players that Coach Scott Juniper talked about that brings a lot of leadership and experience to the table. So a tough sight to see here.
It looks like they might have been taking some of the athletic wrap that she had on her knee off.
And DeBacher, part of that pivotal defense that has just stifled teams. I mean, there's a reason you're able to compete against teams like Stanford, take down teams like UCLA when you have someone like the Netherlands native at that left back spot. He's played in 22 games this year, started 21 of those with an assist. 24 shots, 3 on net. So here it is again. DeBacher challenging Caitlin Rigg.
It looks like it might potentially have been a non-contact injury. When she goes down, her back part of her leg kind of goes underneath her, and her knee just fully gets kind of almost bent, almost as an overstretch. Looks to be the case over there. She's still getting treatment on that far side. Extra medical staff have gone to the field to help. Right in front of the Gonzaga bench.
Again, we hope nothing for the best for DeBacher's health from all of our crew here at ESPN Plus. So Seuss DeBacher is up on her feet and being helped off the field.
They're carrying her off. About 4 or 5 people over there carrying her off the field.
So something tough for UC Irvine that in the past 2 games, both the starting fullbacks have gone down. And Madison Gorlinger went down against UCLA at right back. Lily Raskin start in the starting spot. Sustabacher goes down here, that left fullback spot. In for her is Mia Colombini. So free kick here on the far side. Taking it is Kemp. In it goes. Settles it around the middle of the arc and out of play. And Max, how do you, if you're UC Irvine, how do you come back from seeing that with Sustabacher?
Well, it's tough. You never want to see one of your own players go down injured or anything of that regard. Especially with this late left to go into the first half and you're about to go into the halftime locker room. You still hold the lead, but it's definitely a difficult thing to come back from. We'll see what UC Irvine can do here right before the halftime whistle.
The Anteaters are on the move. Gillies initially sent it up. Goes off a couple of Zags. Retreats its way back to Kelsey Euler, who seems to be a ball magnet tonight. It seems like every time the Zags get on the attack, and then she has the ball at her feet.
And you can see why she's the captain of this Gonzaga team. She's on almost every single play. You can see also why she was the first team All-WCC selection here this year in 2023.
Foul against Emily Castagna there.
It just seems like every time she gets the ball, there's always a dangerous opportunity that could happen.
Program leader in assists sends that into the near left corner. Semangi shields that one, and it's a goal kick for the Anteaters. We have a 1-goal lead with just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Trying to pull off 2 consecutive upsets to start their 2023 NCAA tournament run. That ball takes a Gonzaga bounce initially and takes a UC Irvine roll. This will be a throw in here.
See how aggressive the Anteaters come into this half. There's a ball coming right towards us. Just short.
That almost was the first ball we caught this year.
Almost. I was ready for it, Josh. You were not prepared.
No, Max, I was not.
No, you were not. The look of shock I just saw on your face as that ball was coming to me, Josh.
Mariah Villapendo in for UC Irvine. Took the throw in there. Down goes Caitlin Rigg. And down goes Villapendo. Villapendo a little shaken up, but will take the free kick as that one goes against Caitlin Rigg.
Rigg just pulled her down.
It'll actually be Perez taking this one. Played 2 seasons with her older twin sister, Janai, before she transferred to Cal State Fullerton. And where's 21? Because that's the number her father wore.
Very sweet.
And wearing the captain's sleeve on the throne is Kelsey Euler, as you mentioned. That one stripped away and ends up at the feet of the Anteaters. Villapendo.
Nice turn.
Into the corner to Alyssa Moore. Moore, nicknamed Miss November, as I like to call her. As the ball at her feet, nearly taken away by Alexander. That one shot on, wide to the right of town, with less than 10 seconds to go. It's UC Irvine, one of the 2 unseeded teams left in the entire NCAA tournament, has a 2-1 lead heading to the locker room. Max, closing thoughts.
UC Irvine came out aggressive. They got those 2 quick early goals, I believe in the first 20 minutes of this first half. Gonzaga came out a little bit slow. They got one late in this first half. I'd like to see how both teams come out in that second half. Will Gonzaga bring a lot more of a high press of that UC Irvine style? And how can the Anteaters respond with one of their starting defensive wingbacks going out with an injury?
That was Sustabacher that goes down with that injury. The goal summary UC Irvine got this one started fairly quickly, less than 5 minutes into the match. Layla El-Bahari scored off the assist from Kira Smangy. And then about 12 minutes later, it was Lily Rask getting the start at right back today. That's a beautiful goal off the feed of Toddy Fung and the creation of Seuss DeBacher. And then Gonzaga answers about 23 minutes later as Caitlin Rigg took a ball that went off a couple of Anteaters and took a Gonzaga bounce. And that is how we got to where we are. Again, it's a 2-1 lead for the Anteaters over the Bulldogs. Josh. Iron sound. Gonzaga is on upset alert as UC Irvine leads the Bulldogs 2-1. Here's the second half is about to start, but before the next 45, the previous 45 were pretty exhilarating. Here's the first goal, floated into the box, and it was Layla El-Bahari with the goal off the assist from Kira Smangy. And then here's the second one. Tati Fung in the corner, puts moves on the defender. And now she goes over the center. Perfectly placed, picturesque finish by Lily Rask. And then Gonzaga here, outrunning Kelsey Euler, who might be the best player on the pitch, with a beautiful feed over to Warda. And that shot or pass, whatever you want to call it, was deflected. Finds the feet of Caitlin Rigg, and she puts that one home.
And it's a 2-1 game, Josh, and anything can happen at this point. The Zags are getting ready to go back out there. 15 seconds on our official clock. The Anteaters are going to come back out onto the field.
Now, Anteaters left back. Seuss DeBacher had to be carried off the field by the shoulders of the trainers. What do you do without her at that left back spot? This is a team that's been possession-based oriented and a sound defensive team.
Well, you're going to have to lock in at this point. You got a 1-goal lead over an 8 seed in this actual tournament. Anything can happen at this point, but you got to bunker down. It's do or die now if you're the Anteaters. You're up 2-1, but now it's big time. When you're out, you're starting left back, you got to do something important.
For Gonzaga, Max, a team that is on upset alert, could be the third seeded team to go down in this tournament. How do you respond after that first half? They already got 1 goal back. We're down 2-0. When the opponent scores first, team is 1-3-1 this year and went behind at half 1-2-1.
They definitely need to start finding some more offense. They got to build through Kelsey Euler at the back. She's been a stellar left back so far this game. And Josh, we were talking at halftime. She might be one of the best players that we've seen play at Hibner this season. She's been a stellar left back so far today, making the forward runs, creating opportunities, finding Amelia Warta as well in that midfield. She set up, didn't get an assist, but we'll give her the unofficial assist with the shot that resulted in the goal for the Zags. And they got to force more shots up front. If they can start getting the more shots in the box. They've had plenty of shots. They had 6 shots, 4 on target. They just need to force Inahosu to make some more saves.
Kickoff set here, 45 minutes until what could determine who goes to the Sweet 16 on Sunday for a 1 o'clock kick here at Barbara Hibner Field. Gonzaga to take the kickoff. Directly taking it is Maddie Kemp, and the final 45 are underway. Running is Euler. Sends it back. Werner over to Quarter. Quarter to Werner. Werner had 53 goals in her first 3 years of high school play. That's all she played. So bringing that success from her young days out into the collegiate level. Here's Warta. Warta, the freshman from Vancouver, Washington. There's a zag down on that one. Outrunning are the Anteaters.
You got Kelsey Euler. She's slow to get up, and she's going to stay down.
And very slow Not putting too much weight on that left foot walking. Here's UC Irvine entering the box. Good opportunity here, not even 1 minute into this one, as it's floated out of play, throwing anteaters. So Lily Rask, and play is stopped.
Kelsey Euler did go down on that far side. She appears to have an injury as well. She'll go to the bench, and Gonzaga will bring a substitute on.
Again, we hope the best for Euler as she heads immediately to the bench to receive attention from the trainers. So Lily Rask for UC Irvine shifts to that left back spot to replace Seuss DeBacher.
Willow Collins comes in at left back for Euler.
The Zags are threatening. Through ball attempted for Gianna Riley. Seemed to be good initially, but Kiera Smangy cannot believe the call that head referee Asad Amanovich decided to call. So
yeah, that's the right call too. Smangy goes right through the back of the attacker and just puts her on the ground. You can't do that on the field, especially after she's already played the ball off her foot.
Paige Alexander was a little slow to get up, but does so. One player for each team already having to come off the pitch. We'll keep an eye out if Euler returns. DeBacher from here is not on the bench currently. So free kick here for Gonzaga. Maddie Kemp's been taking most of those tonight. Up in the air it goes. Looks good.
It's on target.
Routine collection for Hinojosa.
Now, do we call that a Schross, Josh? Is that the shot cross?
That is
we've come to
the
find?
Max Meyer trademark, if I do say so
Schross.
myself.
It's hard to tell because it looked like she was trying to curl it into that top left corner, but it also didn't have enough length on it to be a shot. Foul here by Gonzaga.
Chelsea Lee, a little too much contact there. Taking this one.
It's Perez going to take it.
Perez missed all of last year. Has 2 assists to her name this year. And that one goes. More contact being made, Max. You have to be careful at this point. It might be getting a little chippy, as Amelia Warto is pretty unhappy with that takedown there. And
yeah, head official Asad Amanovich first called the foul on Warta, and then he went, no, I'm actually wrong. I'm going to call it the other way.
And that one on Emily Castagna.
That's pretty funny. You don't see that happen very often.
Warta's appeal worked. So the Zags forced to retreat.
Ball went out of play there, right in front of the Gonzaga bench. It's a throw-in for the Anteaters of UC Irvine.
Still looking down there for Kelsey Euler. She went down about 4 minutes ago. Up the pitch, that one goes. Routine clear there for Hinojosa. Fun fact, Hinojosa, as the starting keeper for UC Irvine, has never allowed a goal in the conference tournament.
Wow. Still hasn't.
The grad student from Chula Vista, California, might hold on to that one. What an incredible stat.
That is an incredible stat. Good work on finding that one, Josh.
So when I talked with Chris Watkins yesterday, the head coach for Gonzaga, he had this to say about UCI. They have a ton of experience. A lot of people may not know, but the West Coast is filled with a lot of good soccer conferences, and that encompasses the Big West, as that one is through.
And the offside flag goes up.
But he had nothing but good things to say. He says, it doesn't surprise me that UC Irvine is that good. They've always had great players, and it's really another hill for them to climb. They're excited for the challenge, and they responded well after going down 2-0. Now can they take that extra step and really find their way through the cracks, if there are any, of this Anteater defense? Riley wanted to run after that one. Semangi clears that one up near the scores table. And Kemp watches that one go out of play. Throwing for the blue and the gray.
These teams have played together against each other, Josh, 6 times in the past. Gonzaga has never won against UCI.
6-0-0, all in favor of the Anteaters.
Last time they met was in 2014.
Mendoza wanted that one inside the box, and it's taken away.
UC Irvine won that one in 2014, 3-0.
Riley out running. Finds the freshman. Back out to Courter. Courter obviously played, club soccer growing up, but actually only played 1 year of high school soccer. And it was her freshman year. As another collision, might as well say tackle there, goes against Gianna Riley, and Rask ends up falling on her. Definitely you can tell it's getting a little chippy on the field with a couple of the household names going down.
It's getting chippy, Josh. You've had 18 fouls.
Good opportunity. Shot deflected. Bouncing around. No clear possession. And contact made in the box, but it goes against the Anteaters. So a bend don't break sequence for Gonzaga.
Mendoza runs right through the back of Lauren Chin there. Goes down.
And Willow Collins stepping in at that left back spot, like you mentioned, for Kelsey Euler.
Actually, it looks like Euler is about to come back in on the far side. I see someone with the captain's armband, and I can only assume that's Euler getting ready to come back into the game.
It's making it easy on our eyes as the sun sets here, right?
I sure hope it's Euler at least. And we'll find out now.
Max, good job.
Thank you. I could see colors. There we go. Color of the bright yellow captain's armband.
Zags throwing here. Punched away by UC Irvine momentarily. And then again. There's Chin. Going a little out of position to try and make a play. Anteaters are running. Through ball on the right side. Too far. Layla El Bahari attempting to make that run. It was a good idea, but the defender was draped on her. Good job of Kelsey Euler, and that's where she has that immediate impact. That ball might get through when she's out, but she steps in at that position and is rock solid on the defensive end. Nearing the 10-minute mark, nearing 10 minutes in to this second half. Again, winner of this one plays in the Sweet 16, or the third round, as some of you may know it to be, on Sunday here at Barbara Hibner Field for a 1 o'clock kick to face the winner of the Tennessee Volunteers and the 5th-seeded Nebraska Cornhuskers. And that matchup between the orange and the red will take place at 7 o'clock
tonight
on ESPN+. Anteaters running. Shot. Looks good. And the right idea there from the Anteaters, as there was penetration made.
That was Mia Colombini getting her foot on the ball, and it actually wasn't a bad shot at all. It just didn't finish the shot. She started her shot and didn't finish her foot across her body to get the contact.
What I like what she did there, now Rask again shifting to that left fullback spot, Colombini going to the right back spot. She wasn't really afraid to go through the middle of the field, and that's a big thing for fullbacks, right? You usually like to see them push up the flanks on either the near or the far side. But she says, you know what? I'm confident. I know what to do. let's pick our way through this defense in the middle of the field. And that ball on the far side of the field for a UC Irvine throw-in. But one of the harder things to do, Max, is navigate your way through a good defensive midfield.
And that's definitely been the challenge for UC Irvine this half. We haven't seen them get very many opportunities going forward, and it's been that midfield play by Gonzaga that's been very good at keeping them at bay. Maddie Camp, Chelsea Lee, and Amelia Warta have done a good job of just sitting in that midfield and forcing opportunities the other way.
Out of play, this one goes. Throw in for Gonzaga. And there's Kelsey Euler with a team-high 12 assists on the year. Can't really assist Marissa Garcia out of that triple team. As UCI forces the turnover, and it's a reset.
We haven't seen UC Irvine build a lot of possession so far in the second half. It's been mostly Gonzaga this half, Josh.
And the funny thing, actually, Max, is that Gonzaga controls the ball for an average of 63% of each match. Have they done that this match? Well, we'll know the stats later, as Euler getting aggressive and just fights through the thick of that attack and pushes that one up the pitch. And the Zags are moving. Garcia gets by a couple of defenders. Threw ball up that far side over to Alexander. Alexander gets by a defender. Can she save it from the back goal line? Does momentarily. The Washington natives reset. But here come the California natives. Fung running in circles. Fung having a little fun there.
Nice one. The wordplay.
Oh, a couple
Nice
defenders
move.
fall there. Great move. Castagna showing off the handles. As that one set up, it's a good chance. Running is Garcia. Puts moves on the defender. Has a good shot opportunity. Save made by Hinojosa.
Safe hands by Hinojosa. That ball, it was very well struck. On this counter chance by Marissa Garcia. She hits it well. Doesn't place it in the best spot, but safe hands by Hinojosa to go up and get it.
And a couple of times tonight, we've seen with Hinojosa, her not only make saves with the main palm of her hand, she's making fingertip saves. You can see it on the slow replay if we have a chance to look back at that maybe later in the game or something. She gets that ball on her fingertips and then brings it down to the palms. Coach talked about that she puts herself in position to make those plays all the time. And here it is again. Shout out to our crew for this fantastic look. There it is.
Wow.
Fingertips. Glue-like hands. Coach, he said it himself. He has a lot of trust in her. The team loves her. She's super popular. They don't know what they'll do without her when she moves on one day. But she is able to remain stable and resilient. Hostile, I think, refers to a crowd, but the intense environments when you have a team attacking at the level that Gonzaga does.
And going back to Hinojosa, she works.
She collects that one.
She works with assistant coach, as you mentioned earlier, Danielle Desserriere, every single day. Danielle, when she was a coach there, or was a player back then, she was a Big West Goalkeeper of the Year and a captain back in 2010. So she has that experience.
Up it goes to Riley. Back and forth with Collins. Back to Riley. Gets through a couple defenders into the box. The Zags have a good chance and a good deflection there.
Free kick against Gonzaga. Warta goes over the back of the defender. Can't jump on the back of somebody, Josh. Hope to win the ball here as we get the replay here. Warta just tries to go high. Goes right over the back.
Amelia Warta. Amelia Warta was there for the contact with Fong. Little hot potato play in the middle of the field. The Bulldogs calm the pace down. Attempting to enter their attacking third. It's retreated into their defensive third in positive anteater position. And that's what UCI does well. They almost force you to stay in your defensive third. And it doesn't really go against anything you're doing. You could be executing pretty well, but UCI is going to beat you in that sense and almost outsmart you at times. Up it goes, Mendoza. Looking back, resetting play with Gianna Creighton. Three years in a row for Creighton of receiving all Big West honors. First team in 2021, second team in 2022, an honorable mention this year. And get this, has played in 85 matches. This is her 86th match, 86 starts.
Wow. Started every game she's played.
That is the definition of consistency.
It's true.
Near turnover there, Mendoza clears it over the middle of the pitch to Fung. Fung loves to run around in circles and force the defense to be put in an awkward position where you allow the field to open up. She's really good with her feet, and the way she moves her hips allows her to twist and really open up her body to allow her to pass that ball in any direction she wants. Seems like Gonzaga is playing the dump and chase game at this point. It's almost worked a couple of times.
It has. It's been a very counterattack style. Once UC Irvine goes up the field and they build up a long possession, once they claim it, they look to go quick. They look to catch UC Irvine off of a quick bounce and just try and go and capitalize off of it.
Name we haven't called too much tonight, Aaron Covey gets a couple of touches there. Another one of those anteaters that has just been clutch over the years for Scott Juniper. Game-winning goal in the Big West title last year and in the semis this year. Oilers shot off the post! Unbelievable. And Gonzaga was inches away from tying this one up. Riley running into the near corner. Oiler nearly struck gold at the Oiler mine there.
Referee's going to stop play here. I think he's going to go talk with the fourth official off this shot from Oiler. They might look to see if it crossed the line here, Josh. We'll get a good look here, hopefully, and see what happened. That was inches away. Referee's going to head over to the monitor right underneath the scoreboard over at midfield.
So clock stops at 26:27 in the second half. And they will look at this one.
Off the rip, I couldn't tell if that ball went in or not. It was an absolute strike. But Kelsey Oiler making her way up the field from the left back spot. I actually saw her make that run on the opposite Big Ten logo and all of a sudden just dart up the field through the midfield and had a shot. And here's the replay here. Oiler takes a touch of a defender and rips it. It's going to go off the crossbar and doesn't cross that goal line, Josh. That is tight.
I think it lands right on it.
Referee is back, and he says no goal. It'll be a throw-in here for the Zags deep in the corner. It did not cross the goal line entirely. The entire ball needs to cross the entirety of the line in order for it to be considered a goal. Referee did not see any evidence of that.
And that ball, I don't think it could have been more split. As you can see here, that one was rifled, and it's right
on the
dead
line.
center on that line. Close, but no cigar there. And Anteaters clear it for the moment. Quarter over to Oiler.
Nice catch there.
Hinojosa corrals that one on the pop fly. "26 minutes exactly left in this one. Gonzaga ranked 19th in the nation in the coaches poll. Eighth in this quadrant of the bracket. Again, The 1 seed has gone down.
To the Anteaters of UC Irvine.
The 4 seed, Xavier, has gone down to.
The Lady Volunteers of Tennessee.
Who play the Cornhuskers later tonight. In the rest of this quadrant, it's number 2 Stanford taking on number 7 South Carolina.
Correct.
The number 6 Mississippi State will play Brown.
Those games also happening later on tonight. That first one, South Carolina and Stanford, kicks off at 5:30 our time.
Now, in terms of the hosting rules, for folks who may not know, Nebraska and Stanford will host today and on Sunday, as the Zags are making some noise here. Here's Riley. Cross pitch pass, looking for Collins, double teamed. Retreats that back to Werner. Werner. And a collision there just outside the box.
It's a free kick for UC Irvine.
Gonzaga won't come away unscathed in the fouls category on that one.
That is true. Looks like she just undercut
That was Mia Colombini.
Thank you.
Of course. And I think what you're going to see from UC Irvine before we get back into the bracket talk, it's going to be a sound play. They aren't going to force anything that we haven't seen before. Part of what allowed them to take on UCLA with only 10 players was their sound cohesiveness. But here's a cross. It's a good look. Cleared away. Clean opportunity here for the Zags. Kemp's opportunity blocked initially. It's Warta. Warta spinning around, creates, and over the net. You know, here it looks like that one went high, but if I'm Glo Hinojosa, I'm kind of breathing a sigh of relief. Gets by 2 defenders, and that's the quickness that Warta has to really turn her body around and give herself the opportunity to have that good of a look. It's about how big of steps she can take and her ability to dribble the ball that way.
Yeah, and you could tell, Josh, why she had 63 goals and 17 assists in high school, and she's only a freshman and got a goal and 2 assists so far this season for the Zags. Definitely a future star on this Gonzaga midfield. As she works the ball across the middle here.
Yeah, Coach Watkins had nothing but good things to say. Good chance here for Gonzaga, and that's about as good as the look gets. Paige Alexander threaded the needle between 2 defenders, but the pass was better from Maddie Kemp, and Paige Alexander had the bouncing ball there and was not able to control it.
The 1-2 connection there. It first went from Kemp to Alexander, then back to Kemp, and then the lob ball over the top to Alexander. It was great build-up play. Just a little bit too heavy on that ball from Kemp on the last one to find Alexander. Gives the Anteaters the goal kick.
Kemp fighting to get that one back. Finds the feet of Fung. Fung, the Texas Longhorn transfer. Been doing a good job of spreading the ball around the pitch. So have the Zags. Here they are inside the box. That one deflected away. Kemp with a quick step, but she wasn't able to deter the attack there. Through ball way ahead. Layla El-Bahari. It's about 21 and a half minutes left in this one. Gonzaga leading the shots department 12-9. Half of their shots have been on goal, 6 of 12, 5 of 9 on goal for UC Irvine. Fouls 11-10 favor the Anteaters.
It has not been a clean game today, Josh.
Oh, no, it hasn't. Only 1 corner kick, though, so both these teams not entering the ball is.
She's putting in an absolute shift and has done a good job on that left back slot.
And you talk about the adversity. I mean, you're in a game right now against a team that can really create shots on net at a moment's notice. You're down your 2 starting backs, fullbacks. It's a lot. It really does. A little behind the head kick.
And Josh, I don't know about you, but it seems like for about the past 10 minutes, the ball has been kept on this end of the field. We have not seen very much attacking from the Anteaters going forward. It seems like everything is kept in their defense third, which is definitely not what Coach Scott Juniper wants at this point in the game.
Collins on the near side finds Garcia. Give and go with Garcia and Collins. Couple moves, has a few defenders to deal with. Shifty moving to her left. Ground ball over to the right side of Hinojosa.
And she's doing a heck of a job in goal so far. She's only had to make 5. We'll give her the save credit on that one. 6 saves so far. But she's locked down the Gonzaga attacks. Hasn't had to make a lot of diving saves, but her ability to catch the ball is what has kept them in this game so far.
The strength of her fingertips too. I mean, to catch some really challenging shots as that one is lofted, tossed ahead, and sent back. That's totally soccer. 1 minute it's going forward, the next the ball's in the air, then it goes backwards and finds a way to go sideways.
The ball can go anywhere. It almost has the mind of it sometimes.
That'd be fun to play soccer, and the ball does have a mind of its own and it's doing its own thing.
That would
you
be
have to try and control it.
That would be terrible.
Looks like we have a business idea.
You can invest in that one.
I don't know. I'm pretty invested in this one as UC Irvine is running through ball. Appeared to be on target before it was defended by Grace Courter. You can see Euler on that left back side. Gianna Riley.
She's moved over to the left wing now.
Garcia shifted over to the right. Paige Alexander still in the middle of those front three again. Gonzaga goes a reversed midfield with Chelsea Lee as a holding mid. They might think about bringing her more into that attacking role as at the final 10 minutes, but there's 18 exactly left. 17:55. In a strong area, I think, for the Bulldogs is getting to the edge of the box. Inside the box, it's been good, but they do a great job of touching the outer edges, getting to the arc, finding their way on the bottom and the top. So you can see they move it really well, creating space and stretching this Irvine defense out. That was something Coach Watkins emphasized with his team, telling me yesterday at practice that with a team that plays defense like the Anteaters, you have to move them around. Ball bouncing in favor of the Anteaters. Fung wanted El Bahari. Crate not running over to Fung.
Referee's a stop play. Shingard came out on the far side. Looks like Grace Quarters' Shingard came out. Can't be having that. Play resumes.
And Max, what time did you say the either Stanford game or the Brown game was?
I believe 5:30 our time. So that one should be kicking off in about 18 minutes. In about 18 minutes, Josh, it might be dark here.
It will be.
But we do have a beautiful sunset, I won't lie. It is gorgeous.
But in 16 minutes and 15 seconds, could UC Irvine hold on and make an appearance again in the Sweet 16 as they have done quite frequently as of late?
It's definitely possible as a substitution is going to come in here.
Aislinn Crowder checking in, the Anteaters. Game-winning assist off that set piece against UCLA. Max, I don't know if you caught the end of that game, but oh man, what a doozy of a final 5 minutes. a stellar 90 minutes, but if you watch the final 25 and see the moment that UC Irvine, apologies there, goes down a player, how they respond off the red card is Gonzaga has a clean chance. Little slay, Hinojosa. Can the Anteaters respond? The shot save made by Hinojosa. Wow.
Hinojosa does not a good job of coming out to clear this one. Gets a touch on it, but it's good to get back on her feet. It's a nice touch inside by Garcia. She tries to put it on her left foot, which does, but Hinojosa is there and makes another big save, and we're down to under 15 minutes to go here.
Anteaters made it to the third round last year. Could do it for the second straight year. Or can Gonzaga pick up their second ever NCAA tournament win in the history of the program? Good chance here. Collins sends that one wide. The header bouncing just outside the 6. Offsides on the play.
Nice one. Good eye there, Josh.
Only learn from the best, right, Mac?
Who's that?
Look at you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that one I'm also going to consider, Josh, what we have now called the Schross. It did not look like Willow Collins was trying to take a shot there. And if she was, it shanked off of her foot. It was looking more like a cross.
A couple substitutions being made. Gotten to see a little of Autumn Tompkins in this one. Played 7 minutes. Was kind of in that right wing spot for the Anteaters.
Desiree Mendoza's coming back in for UC Irvine.
Kira Smangi coming out. As the Bulldogs are powering their way through the attacking third, it's Werda. And a smart decision by Hinojosa to let that one go.
Referee is going to say there was a touch there. It will be a corner for Gonzaga. I didn't see the touch here. Let's take a look here, Josh.
So here's Warda.
Oh, there's no touch. Oh, there is a touch off the head.
That one goes off the Caitlin Rigg.
Didn't see it at first glance.
Excuse me, Mihaela Perez.
Wrong 21.
Wrong 21. Up over the middle, down it goes.
It's going to be a free kick there, and I'll explain it to you, Josh, because it was a tough one to see to the naked eye. So what happened was, I'm not sure who the Gonzaga player was. It was number 21, Caitlin Rigg. This is the other 21 this time.
All the 21s getting involved tonight.
She got in the face of Hinojosa on the corner kick. So when he's in the face of her, she cannot make contact with the goalkeeper. She made contact with the goalkeeper. Most likely they're going to call a foul against the goalkeeper, which they did in that occurrence. There you go. The more you know.
13 minutes. Exactly. Collins. Nice touch from Garcia. Kemp over the middle. UC Irvine wanted a handball there.
And they got it.
It can be tough for a team when you're creating that attack and it's incidental contact. We'll be able to tell here. Here's Kemp. That's just unlucky. Off of Euler.
Arm extended to the left side. It would be. That's normally considered a free kick. And it looks like the Zags are switching it up here information-wise a little bit, Josh.
Yeah, but down, Max.
So it looks like Kelsey Euler is now moving up into a forward role. At least it's what it appears. It looks like the Zags are going to a 3-back. So from my glance, it looks like they're running a 3-5-2. I'll get you a better look here in a moment. And no call there.
A blatant push from behind. Anteaters outrunning. This ball flicked up ahead. Goes off of a Bulldog. And moving with it was Lee. Chelsea Lee actually more or less trips, but does take a little bit of a hand from Tati Fung.
But yes, the Gonzaga has switched formation here, Josh, it appears. They're running a 3-back now, the 3-5-2, a very attacking formation. Kelsey Euler, top of center on the team, slots in as a left striker now.
UC Irvine sticking to that 4-4-2 with a dime in midfield. Up ahead it goes, headed away by Courter. Here come the Zags putting. That's Riley, dispossessed there. Castagna. Collision there. Castagna draws the foul.
And it's a silly foul by Johnny. She already passed the ball off her foot. Just goes through the backward again and commits the foul. Gives the Anteaters a chance to regroup with under 11 to go.
Max, you're under 11 minutes to go here. Are there any more moves you could do if you're Coach Watkins for Gonzaga? You already switch up your formation. Now, they've been pretty consistent when it comes to the 4-3-3. They usually don't make these adjustments. So it is a different look for you, Irvine, to see, but is there anything else you do to really trip up the Anteaters? So here's a through ball on the near side. Alyssa Moore looking to cap this one off. It's a look over the middle. Good chance to the left. Takes a deflection. Good shot opportunity from Mendoza. Let's give him right back. Can they keep it in on the baseline? No. Fung watched that one go, and it's a goal kick here for Gonzaga.
Yeah, but for the Zags here, as we get the replay here, the shot for UC Irvine, it's a good chance. It's a good strike, and actually it was going into that bottom right-hand corner. Defender gets in the way of it. It ends up in a goal kick for the Zags, but Gonzaga needs to do here, under 10 minutes now, they need to bring up the press. You change your tactically of your formation, which is the actual in-game tactic. Now you got to change your mental tactic. You got to bring up the press. You got to try and find the back of the net one more time in order to force overtime.
Rask, hounded there by Rigg. Fung, through the middle. Stolen by Lee. Recalled by Lee. Riley, the intended target. And Gonzaga kind of caught standing still. And a good opportunity for Alyssa Moore on the far side. Defended, gets by Werner. Inside the box now, moved to her left. And that one deflected off quarter. Trickles out near that Big Ten logo. And it's settled down in the back by Creighton. Castagna and Fung on that far left side, working in conjunction to keep this attack alive.
A beautiful sliding challenge there on the far side by Werner. Force a throw in. She actually this season, Josh, played the second most minutes on the team. 1,554 minutes.
Wow.
As
a freshman too.
I couldn't even tell you how much time that actually is, Josh. A few hours probably.
Just a little bit, right?
It's just under. Doing some quick math in my head. Keep talking, Josh. I'll do some math.
I will. So while Max does math, UC Irvine will enter the box. Villalpando has scored 2 game-winning goals in 2 different Big West championship games.
She's played just under 20 hours of soccer.
Well, how about that?
That's a lot of soccer.
Keeps you running around for over a day playing soccer.
Josh, I don't even imagine running around for an hour, let alone almost 26.
Just under 8 minutes go here.
Oh, we had fun, Josh.
Well, while Gonzaga and UC Irvine might not have to run around for 26 hours, they only need to run around for maybe 7 minutes and 40 seconds more. Gonzaga hoping to run around more like 27 and a half minutes.
Or get goals in the next 7.5 and call it a night.
Anything's possible. They have switched their formation, going more to a 3-5-2 approach. Riley sends that up. It's a good run. But Euler was a little too far between the ball, and Hinojosa was in better position. Max, you've had a chance to call a lot of NCAA soccer games over the years here in Nebraska. You've seen a lot of different goalies coming. Where does Glow Hinojosa rank among them?
In NCAA tournament performances, or you mean in general?
In general, but we'll get to that in a sec as the Anteaters pushing more, looking to close the game. Save made by Town. Out it goes. Second chance opportunity goes wide.
You're asking where she ranks amongst top. It's a heck of a save coming up here by Town. And it's a good look by Alyssa Morrison, but a great save to Town's left to force the goal. Potentially the game winner if it would have gone in, but in terms of best goalies that I've seen play, she's up there. She's definitely up there.
I think Erin McKinney's one that stands out.
Yes.
We made the trip out to Columbus, Ohio to work the Big Ten finals. But any pitch that Hinojosa steps on has the talent to be the best of all 4 to 6 keepers. Is usually each team carries about 3.
Has the potential to be the best player on the field as well. Often goalies don't get the recognition that they should in being considered the best player on the field. She definitely has a consideration for being that today.
And what do we talk about constantly? Defense wins championships, Max.
Sure. Oh, nice nutmeg.
Meg there. Running his rig inside the box, looking to keep it alive.
It goes out, I believe, over that late line, but a nice setup play there for Rig.
Rig there.
With a nice nutmeg right through the legs.
Looking for her second goal and the one to keep Gonzaga alive. Clock stops at 5:15 for a couple of substitutions.
Ball went right through the leg. Lily Rask there.
Stanya in for Calbini. It's actually ruled an offsides, Max. That one punted right at the Zags. Kemp there. Nearly runs into Valpendo. Warta. Back over to Collins. Collins finds Ray. Gets by 3 defenders before. Nice centering pass. It's a good look here for the Zags. Warta has that one steered aside. And it'll be a corner here.
The Zags have life, Josh.
Doesn't matter when, it just matters how. Well, kind of when you're working within that 9-minute range.
True.
But less than 4.5 minutes to go. Garcia's kick over the headed away. Way to use your head there. The Anteaters come away unscathed for now on that one. Chasing is Moore. And floated up into the night sky and trickles behind the scores table. Gonzaga's got to go. Under 4 minutes left in this one. A trip to the Sweet 16 on Sunday here at Barbara Hibner Field in Lincoln, Nebraska is on the line. It'd be a 1 o'clock kick, Central Time. So we know both these teams are usually in Pacific Time. So to those watching over there, enjoy the sun. It's 3:26 p.m.
It'll be 11 a.m. that kickoff on Sunday.
Ooh.
A little early.
Valpendo, hounded in the corner by Kemp. And Willow Collins. Collins back to Kemp. Kemp with a nice entry into the box.
Another corner. Now, Josh, I think in the past 2 minutes, we've doubled our corner count for the night. It's now up to 4.
Only had 1 for probably first 80 minutes of this one. So Gonzaga finally entering toward the net. That header over the net, and that was as good an opportunity as the Bulldogs might get tonight to this one up.
It's a great corner with a perfect amount of bend to the inside.
Garcia with the corner kick. And that was Kemp with the header.
Rises up, just about gets her head on it, puts it on the frame. A little too much on it, and that clock's ticking. Under 150 seconds to go, Josh.
Up it goes. 2:15 left to go in this one. And this, usually, I would say in a match, Max, sometimes the throw-ins, you think, you just put the ball in play. But at this point in the game, it determines who has possession.
It really does, especially now with UC Irvine having the ability to burn out the clock. As Gonzaga gets the ball here, they can take any second that they can get.
Pressure is on. Final 120 seconds. Here in the second half, it's a 2-1 lead for UC Irvine on the 8-seeded Gonzaga Bulldogs, looking to take down another ranked team. UCLA number 2 in the Coast poll last week. Gonzaga number 19.
Lined up over there for the throwing, and then they threw them over.
Zags running. Garcia wanted Warda in the corner. Can she keep it in? She does. As a quick chance to settle it down. Defended by Rask. Collins into the middle it goes. Deflected away. Can UC Irvine not let it be a corner kick? Less than a minute to go here. Final 60 seconds as Perez cleared that one away. It's retreated back to that brick wall. 53 seconds to go here.
So are you taking the photos in Sandoz?
UC Irvine on the brink of what could be a fantastic win. Can Gonzaga get one last opportunity? And they're attacking third. No better spot to do it. Lee looking for Collins. 35 seconds left. Down goes Lily Rask. And it's a foul against the Zags. Counting on the clock. 29 seconds.
She's going to stop the play as Rask is slow to get up. She's going to look to just play on for the last 20 seconds of this one. Collins is the one that commits a foul. And the Anteaters, Josh, might have done it.
2-1 lead, 26 seconds to go. Lily Rask draws the foul. Perez takes the free kick. Up it goes. Warda, 18 seconds. Over the middle, turns it over. There's Fung. Fung up over to Alyssa Moore trying to run out the clock. 10 seconds in, counting. 8 seconds. Moore into the corner. If you are seeing this, you are believing it. The UC Irvine Anteaters are moving on to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA Women's Soccer Tournament.
Another upset, Josh. Here in the tournament, the number 8 seed in this side goes down at the hands of the Anteaters, and their run to the College Cup in Gary, North Carolina is going to continue on Sunday, where they'll face the winner of our next matchup in about 90 minutes, the Nebraska Cornhuskers or the Tennessee Lady Volunteers.
All it was 2 goals from UC Irvine back in the first half. Gonzaga responded with 1 goal. Everything coming in the first 39 minutes, but that is led to goals from Layla El-Bahari and Lily Rask. So Rask gets the game-winning goal starting in that right back spot. Caitlin Rigg answers for Gonzaga in the 39th minute, but that was all she wrote. It was a competitive game. A couple of players go down for each side. Max, any final thoughts? As UC Irvine, it'll be interesting to see if Zeus DeBacher continues with the team.
It'll be time to see. She has 2 days to get ready if she possibly can go. We'll hope for her best on her injury if she is able to go. But it's an upset for the Anteaters. They're moving on, and they'll be back here on Sunday.
For Max Meyer and our entire crew of Brendan, Chase, Taylor, Kevin, Josh, Hannah, thank you so much for all your work. I'm Josh Lill, and this was the NCAA Women's Soccer Tournament second round action as UC Irvine takes down Gonzaga 2-1. Have a great night. Thank you for tuning in.